All right, next one. So we are finishing up compositions of our big review. So now we're going to do f of 4, which means f of x equals 4. Hey you, welcome back. Don't forget to pause me. Right? You want gum gum? Pause me. You want gum gum? Pause me. Try it on your own. Okay, so our function of f is 3x minus 1. And so 3x minus 1. And so we're going to go ahead now and take the 4, because they want 4. They want 4. And so we're going to go ahead and plug that in here for x. So that becomes a 4. Ow. Yep, it erases and it becomes a 4 in there. Multiplication, 3x becomes 3 times 4, which is 12. And 12 minus 1 is 11. So then that's our inputs, and then that's our outputs. And our output then goes into g. So now we have g11, which is the same as g of x equals 11. So then we go to our g function, which again is x squared plus 2, right? But in place of the x, what are we going to put? That's right, so we're going to put a 11 in its place. And 11, what's 11 times 11? Is that 121? So 121 plus 2, which is 123. Whoa! Pause me. You try the next one on your own. I'm waiting. The next one on your own. So this one I would like to say is we want to do f of x equals 3 times g of x equals 3. And so you're just going to multiply, right? You're just going to multiply the numbers that you get, the numbers. And the numbers you get are going to be the outputs. Input, output. Input 3, output a number. Input 3, output a number. So that's what that means. That's what this notation means. So FG3 means f of x equals 3, input, output, times g of x equals 3, input, output, multiply the outputs. Very confusing because it's like, oh, I don't know what they want me to do. But that's what they want you to do. It's like learning a new language. Si, senor. That means yes in Spanish. Learn a different language. Let's go. Okay, so f of 3, let's see here. So that's going to be 3 times x minus 1. So we plug a 3 in there, and that's going to be 9. And 9 minus 1 is 8. Good. And then for g, we have x squared. Right? For g, we have, for g of x, we have x squared plus 2. And so now we're going to go ahead and plug a 3 in there. Plug a 3 in there. 3 squared is 9. And 9 plus 2 is 11. What do we do again? What are we multiplying? We're adding? No, we're multiplying. Multiplying. We're multiplying. So we're going to multiply those together, and we get 88. 11 times 8 is 88. Does it make more sense now? Ace it on the test. Oh, that's a weird one. So, wow. Okay, so square root of 20. So what is h? So h is, h of x is the square root of 3. Whoa, what the? Smartboard's freaking out on me? No, don't freak out. Okay, so 3. So we have a 3x squared plus 4, right? So in place of the x, we're going to put a radical 20. So we erase that and put a radical 20 in there. Hey, do you remember what happens when you have a radical and you power to it? They cancel each other out. So the 2 and the radical go away, so we're just left with 3 times 20 plus 4. Order of operations, multiplication for, pause me. You should be doing this on your own. Stop, pause me, finish it. I paused, I'm waiting for you. Good, make sure you try it on your own first. 3 times 20 is 20, 40, 60. And 60 plus 4 is 64. But don't forget, these are all square rooted. And the square root of 64 is 8. Way-o! Way-o! Okay, beautiful. There we go. Okay, so what if we're doing it with graphs? Whoa, these are really crazy graphs. So consider the graphs of the function. This is f of x. And this is g of x, good. So you still have input-output, but you're using a visual display to get it. So you go on the graph to x, and then you go up to the graph for y, or maybe you have to go down to find the graph for y. So this one says f of x equals -2. And so we go to graph f, and we want to look where x equals -2. Where does f of x equal -2 for the output? Well, let's see, that's 0. This is -1. Here's -2. And so then we go up 1, because this has 6. -1, -2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's right. These are by ones. It'll be better on the test. I made a nice graph for you, don't worry. Okay, so we go -2 for x, right? -2. Let's do it in blue to show you. We're looking for x equals, there it is, -2. So you actually have to go up to the graph and get a y value. And so you're going up 1. And so our y value is just a 1. Way-oh! Input, output. What about composition? Now you gotta use both graphs. So we're gonna go to g of x equals 0, right? And get an output. Get an output there, good. So then when we do that, we go to g of x equals 0. This is graph g, and this is 0. But it's not on the graph. What do? You go up or down to wherever it is on the graph. So we're going to go up to there, and that's a 2. So we get an output of 2. Then we take that 2 and now plug it into f. Input, output becomes the input for the next one, and then get a final output. So then here's f, and we go to x equals 2, which is right here. And then we're going to go up. There it is. 1, 2, 3 is where we're at there. 3. We get a y value of 3. And so that's going to be our final output. Try the next one on your own. I'll give you some gum. Try the next one on your own. Okay, so now we're going to go to f of 3. But this time f of 3, we're actually going to go down. 1, 2, 3. That's down here. So at x equals 3, y equals what? That's a -1. So this then becomes a -1. A -1. So we get g of x equals -1 now. Because our input was 3 and our output for f was -1. That becomes the input for g. So then we go to g, and what's that? Oh, at -1, it's just a 0 on the y. Yeah, it's just a 0 there. So at -1, it's 0, and that's our answer. 0! What about find each one and multiply their outputs? Do you know how to do that? So we go to f of 2. So f of 2 again was 3. And what is g of -g? Where's g? So what is, let's make sure I'm doing this right. I'm looking good so far. Okay, what's g of -4? So 1, 2, 3, -4. Oh, that's a -1. So what's 3 times -1? That's a -3. Ace it on the test. We multiply their outputs. Multiply their outputs. Woo! Okay, good job there. Okay, so now we are on the last page. Hallelujah. So now we're simplifying radicals and exponents. Do you remember how to do that? Do you remember what we do when we have the same base with different powers? And we want to combine those together to be one base. Because it's all about that base. About that base. No treble. Yeah, we add the powers, right? We add the powers. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Whoa. Pause me. Try it on your own first. Pause me. Try it on your own first to see how you do. Do a little bit more. We're almost there. Okay, don't forget, if you have an exponent to an exponent, you're not going to add the powers. You're going to multiply the powers, right? So we get -x3x to the 4th power times, wait, that -2 has a 1. So multiply the -2 with the 1 as well, the positive 2. Multiply the positive 2 power on the outside, the exponent, with the 1 and the 3. So we get -2 squared now, because 2 times 1 is 2. So squared times x to the, and that's 3 to the 2nd power. So you have to add the power, or no, multiply the power, so that's 6. Because 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, way-oh. So then we get -3 x to the 4th power Right, so we drop the parentheses. We're going to go ahead and do times. And then -2 times -2, right. Wait a sec. Oh, wait a sec. I'm confused here. Wait a sec. This is 2 to the first power. Now I'm confused. Hold on. Okay, so we distribute the 2 through, but the question is that a -2 in parentheses? No, it's not. Tricky. Tricky. A little worried there. So I'm thinking that, so you're squaring the whole thing though. So that is technically a -2 in parentheses there. So if we're just focused on the -2, yeah, so that would make it positive. I was just worried if it's positive or not. Yeah, so -2 is a +4. We're good. We're good. Don't worry. We're good. Okay, so then we're going to distribute that, and we get -12. And then, whoa, x to the 6 times x to the 4th. That's right, add the powers. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. What's anything to the 0 power? Anything to the 0 power. So that is a what? That's just a 1. That just becomes a 1. Don't forget to distribute the powers. So we get 4 squared x squared. So that's 16x squared times 2x to the 3rd power. 16 times 2 is 32. And then x cubed times x squared, right? Remember what you got to do. Do we multiply or add the powers? Can you remember? That's right, we add the powers. Add the powers. Okay, beautiful. Okay, we're almost there. We're on our last page. So try the rest on your own. Okay, I'll make one more so you can check your answers, make sure you're doing it right. You can fast forward through me after you do it all and just check each answer. And then rewind and watch it if you missed one. Wayo, thanks for watching. See you in a second. Bye for now.